Hello and greetings to all. In this video today, we are going to discuss about impairment of assets as per IAS 36. Now, all of us know that the underlying principle of IAS 36 with respect to impairment of assets is that the assets carrying value in the financial statements should not exceed the highest amount the business can expect to recover through its use or through its sale. Therefore, it becomes eventually very important that the assets need to be tested for impairment regularly. And why? Just because to prevent any kind of overstatement in the balance sheet. Now, impairment generally exists when the asset's fair value is less than its carrying value on the balance sheet. And if impairment is confirmed as a result of testing, then the impairment loss needs to be recorded immediately. Now the question arises that should one go ahead with impairment testing or not? And the answer to this is that if one wants to be compliant with IAS 36, then we need to do impairment testing, for which we need to perform the following procedures. Step 1. Assess whether there is any indication that an asset might be impaired or not at the end of every respective period. And if there is no indication, then there is no need. Now, the question that is going to come to your mind is that what are the indications of impairment? We are going to discuss that later. But please remember, if there is no indication, then there is no need for you to go ahead with impairment testing. The next thing you need to understand is that in case of intangible assets with indefinite useful life, which can be trademarks or intangible assets which are not available for use for the company, then again, we need to test these assets for impairment annually. So again, I'm repeating, it is in case of intangible assets with indefinite useful life or the intangible assets which are not yet available for use for the company, it becomes imperative for us to test these assets for impairment annually. And last but not the least, if there is any existing goodwill acquired in a business combination, again, with closed eyes, you need to again test this goodwill for impairment. So you need not see whether there is any other indication or not. In case of any existing goodwill which has been acquired on account of business combination, automatically it is implied that we need to test this goodwill for impairment. Now the question is that what are the indicators that we need to look forward to and decide whether the asset needs to be impaired or not. Now for that, we need to consider the following. The following can be the indications, the following can be the pointers which would give you enough amount of substantive support and evidence to indicate that there is an impairment that has happened or taken place. Now if the carrying amount of an asset is more than the market capitalization, that is the first indicator. Second, there is enough proof that any external damage or obsolescence has taken place with respect to any particular asset. If that is there, then automatically the carrying amount would be more than the recoverable amount, which would mean that impairment has taken place. The third is that in case of existence of any significant decline in the operating profit or in the net cash flows from that particular asset, that also indicates impairment. For example, the asset has become idle, or there are plans to discontinue the asset or restructure the operation for which that asset belongs to. Or even we can say that there are any plans of disposing the asset before the expected date. Now, all these are substantive indicators that impairment has taken up or taken place. Then if there is any increase in the market interest rates, that is also indicative of impairment. And last but not the least, any kind of negative changes in technology, economic situation, any laws or any political situation, or the market to which an asset is dedicated to, there has been any kind of negative changes in these respect, Again, this is a good enough element to represent that an impairment testing needs to be done. done. I hope now at this point of time we have understood precisely what IAS 36 states, what is the process of impairment, and then what are the indicators of impairment of asset. In our next video, we are basically going to talk about two basic aspects, that is, what is the recoverable amount and what is the concept of value in use. Who am I? I'm Dr. Jasmine Kaur, creator of theshads.com, which is a comprehensive IFRS learning platform. And here in this YouTube channel, you're most welcome to ask me any questions with respect to IFRS, and I'm there to clarify them. Please do like and subscribe to the channel for the most updated and simplified format of IFRS. Till my next video, keep smiling and stay blessed.